It was the domino effect of catastrophic dam failures. I am in Midland, and right here we're at the mouth of the Tittabawassee and the Tobacco Rivers. We take you back to show you what's being done to refill that reservoir, but also some interesting surprises along the way. In May of 2020, in a domino effect of failing dams and rushing water, Sandford Lake in Midland, Michigan was gone. Wixom Lake gone, Secord and Smallwood lakes as well. 5,600 acres of man-made lake that stretched across Midland and Gladwin counties became first mud, then muck, and then forest, as nature reclaimed where water had been since its dams were built in the 1920s.
It swept all the aquatic weeds away. It swept away all the fish that were in the lake. And the fish were left with this little river flowing at the bottom of what looked like the Sahara Desert. It was just absolutely barren, lifeless sand on the lake bottom.
What appeared to be lifeless was in actuality a nutrient-rich, turbocharged lake bed that now had everything it needed to reforest itself, and fast.
This is the third growing season these trees have been through. The tallest ones I've seen are just a little over 20 feet tall now and about 4 inches in diameter.
Nearly 2.5 years later, man and woman are once again besting Mother Nature with the implementation of a plan that promises to bring all 4 lakes back by 2026.
This was devastation.
And Charlene Shaner Corbett can barely contain herself.
There was a lot of tears at the beginning for sure, you know, wondering what was going to happen here and what was going to happen with my business. Of course, I own a restaurant right on the lake. Now I'm looking at hope.
She doesn't have to go far to see progress in progress. She can watch that bush hog endeavor David versus Goliath caliber work from her own backyard, clearing brush and debris before her very eyes. And suddenly, she can no longer see the forest or the trees. You know what? I can see the excitement in your face.
Yes, I miss our lake. We miss it a lot.
The 4 Lakes Task Force, a nonprofit that seats career scientists, engineers, and regular folk alike, has taken over the project, successfully summiting a mountain of paperwork, red tape, and bureaucracy, wrangling privately owned dams and putting them into the hands of publicly owned entities. And it is painstakingly rebuilding the dams and therefore the lakes. With a potpourri of funding, including grants, $200 million in state funding, and yes, an extra $150 to $200 per shoreline household assessed to the winter tax bill.
I'm mad. I'm very mad. Because basically we're being punished for this, and it's not my fault.
Doesn't bother me a bit. When you live on a lake, you're going to have to pay for it now. That's just the way it is.
The dams with modern technology and engineering will be stronger and able to contain more water. So what happened in 2020 won't happen again.
And if they fail open. So you retain the spillway capacity, which is a very important safety advantage. So that's something that will be built on into all of these dams when we rebuild them.
I watched propane pigs go past her house, an actual camper, pontoons on lifts. I mean, it was full trees. I mean, it was crazy.
It started with that methodical debris removal.
Are you kidding me?
So they counted over 4,100 trees, 100 boat lifts. There were probably 200 pontoon boats on the lake bottoms in Sandford Lake. We've been driving the sheet piling in to stabilize the embankment. It's something that was not done when the
Original dam?
The original dam did not have that.
So you're basically putting in a seawall.
Basically putting in a seawall right in the center of the embankment, and the purpose is to keep water from soaking through the earth embankment from the upstream side, turning the downstream side into mud and having it fail. When the water gets high enough, water runs over it and goes downstream, and that reduces the chance of having a dam failure.
Well, it gives it a place to go, as opposed to, it gives it path of least resistance then, right?
Well, and it also gives you much more spillway capacity and protects the dam from failure again.
The timeline: Secord and Smallwood dams restored by 2024, Sandford Dam by 2025, and Edenville in 2026. When each dam is completed, using the spring rains and runoff, it'll take about 2 weeks to fill each lake. What would have taken the combined efforts of Father Time and Mother Nature thousands of years to create, humans are building in a geological nanosecond.